Let's
All right,
get started.
Let's lock in.
Yeah, okay. Get more aggressive, bro. Get more aggressive.
Lock in.
Yeah,
We want to
give me that peak.
We want to sponsor
Give
for
me
this
that peak.
podcast.
I feel like Dale is the one that's gonna peak this audio out of anyone here.
All the time,
Just
bro.
want to sponsor for this podcast.
Okay, enough. Okay, welcome to the Freelance Lounge. I'm Bruna.
I'm Dale.
I'm June.
I'm Cody.
Episode number 4, and we have Mr. Cody Preston in the house. Director of photography.
I'm stoked to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, Cody got his podcast voice on.
Okay. Everybody, slow down. Octave lower.
Dale's like 100 miles an hour
down.
already.
I know, I'm in that delirious. Been working all day, and now I've just finally got a chance to relax and hang out with my homies.
Heck yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, Cody. We wanted to bring you in because you are going balls deep with the DOP thing, and that's not the path that all of us take, but it's super interesting to me that you're kind of going down that path, and I just want to hear more about it, hear more about your story, and yeah, I think we can jump in with some of your history and how you came to be a creative freelancer.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. How far back do you want me to go?
I
Or,
want to know
like-
when you bought your first camera.
Kind of a funny story. Also, let me know if I'm talking too much.
No, go.
No,
Okay.
please
Go
talk.
off, son.
So they were shooting Diary of a Wimpy Kid, okay, in Vancouver, the movie, and they're looking for locations to film at, and they went by my grandma's neighborhood, and they knocked on every door there, and they eventually got to my grandma's, wondering if you guys would be open to potentially, having your house used in the film, and they would put you up in a hotel or whatever for whatever amount of time it would be.
Is that a normal process? Is
yeah.
that how typically? Okay.
Well, back
But-
in the day before they had the websites of,
Yeah. Now it's
Mm.
you just there's companies that know of
Oh, okay.
locations and whatever.
Fair.
It's a lot easier now.
Okay.
Before they were knocking on doors. They knocked on my grandma's door and they asked, and they were still kind of a bit older, so they declined, and we're like, no, that's okay, appreciate it though, but we do have our grandson who loves video stuff, and he would be amazing to be he'd be so thrilled to be involved, whatever. And so they ended up giving their business card to my grandma, and then my grandma was like, you should email them blah blah to try and get in the film. And so I did, and then I got an audition as an extra, and I went to the audition, and it was for an extra role, so you're just background.
But
So
what role was it?
Well, that's
Do you
the thing.
remember?
It's just an extra.
Okay.
You're just background.
Okay.
You're just people walking by or
Right.
whatever. And so the audition wasn't an audition. It was more for them to just see who you are and know who you are. And then I found out that I did get it to be an extra, which was sweet because I kind of got to see how some things were done at a really, really young age, which was really cool. And then I ended up being in the film. I think it was a 2 or 3 day shoot. I think I skipped school. I can't quite remember. My mom
Nice.
skipped.
Wow, that would have been the best feeling ever.
Yeah,
100%.
and I think my mom missed a day or two of work.
Hell
for
yeah.
this, and it's oh my gosh, so
Snow
grateful. And then I ended up getting in the trailer. Funny enough.
No way.
And I was so. This is really funny
Yo, I gotta search this
my
trailer now.
my girlfriend Jess, I've mentioned this whole thing that I'm in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and she thinks it's so lame. So when she hears that I'm chatting, using up 10 minutes of this podcast to chat about Diary of a Wimpy Kid, she's gonna lose her mind. Anyways, but yeah, I ended up getting in the film, and then I used that money to get my first camera,
Oh, sick.
Oh,
which was an
wow.
Insignia flip camcorder.
Yeah,
Okay,
nice. We got to
nice.
put that in the picture because it
Yeah.
looks hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, does it? I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
It wasn't one of these, holding it like this. It was one of these, where it's you're holding it and the screen comes out and it's tall. It's not
Right.
long
Oh,
this.
interesting.
So it was kind
Okay.
of interesting. But
Do you still have it?
Oh God, no. I really wish. I wish our computer crashed when I was a kid. I think it's from me torrenting stuff.
Hey, how many times are you gonna mention torrent,
Yeah, I
bro?
know. Dude, I was a heavy torrenter.
I mean, who is it?
We can
Just
tell.
don't put
We
this
can
in
tell.
the, don't
Who
put
is
this
it?
in the
Nowadays,
pod.
it's just called Spotify and
yeah,
YouTube. And
exactly.
like back in the day, it was,
No, there's
But
still
I
software
had
out there.
so many good like films that I made with my friends and stuff on that.
Oh, and you lost it.
I lost it all, but
Damn.
would have been so sweet to like just even see that like now.
Of course.
you got
crazy.
out of high school, like what, like knowing that you or thinking that you couldn't be a filmmaker, or that was just a hobby, that was just a passion. Like, what did you end up trying to do?
I ended up just going into carpentry through like a family company.
Mm.
So I worked in carpentry for quite a while, and that was when I kind of just wasn't really knowing like what I was going to do. But I will mention that during this time from high school to 2019, I ran a clothing brand. And I don't know if you guys I don't know
think
if I've
you've
told
told
you.
me about it, and I was like,
I
what the
don't. I
hell?
don't know
Yeah.
anything about it.
So yeah, I ran like an outdoor based kind of like clothing brand
That's so sick.
for yeah, like almost 5. Well, yeah, it would have been
It started in
almost
high
5
school,
years.
didn't it?
Yeah, it started in high school, but it kind of more came a thing like 2015, pretty much when I graduated, and I ran that up until almost 2020, so 2019.
Damn.
So
What was it called?
It was called the Essentials Outdoor Company.
Why do I know this? Essentials.
Because he probably marketed the shit
Well,
out of
there's
it.
like a massive company called the Essentials now,
Oh, really?
like
Oh,
a
okay.
Yeah.
fashion-y brand,
Yeah.
whatever. But mine was like the Essentials Outdoor
Outdoors.
Company.
Mm.
So I made apparel. I found like a manufacturer and stuff, and was able to like
Dude.
do all that.
It's
And
like
I
big
did,
scale. Shit.
well,
Wait a minute. Did you design the clothes and
yeah, I
everything?
graphic designed all the logos and stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
Look
Yeah.
at you.
Entrepreneurial spirit was
Yeah.
Yeah.
there the whole time.
And I learned a lot. Like it was a really great experience, to be honest. Like I learned a lot about business. I was able to like pick people's brains that were in business as well, and I was able to like learn a lot.
Mm.
I was able to learn a lot about marketing, running a business.
Of course.
I had a Shopify account, so I shot all the product videos, all the promotional content. I had a friend come on as like a marketer for a while, and like contacted models for photo shoots. It was like the whole thing, and yeah, just like learned a lot.
That's so sick.
So yeah, I did that up until like 2019, 2020.
Would you consider that was kind of your passion at that during that phase?
Yeah,
or was
during
it
that-
still carpentry?
During that
Plus that?
time, it was like both.
Yeah. Oh,
was
you're
both.
passionate about both.
Well, sorry, like carpentry was more of a job.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair.
yeah. It was just more of a
Get
job
that money.
yeah, make some money and like learn something else.
Yeah.
And then I was running the clothing brand, and like
Mm.
it eventually got to a point where I lived in Victoria for 4 years. And that was kind of like during the time the clothing brand kind of went over into Victoria, I guess, and like that's where I was living, so everything moved over there essentially. So I ended up getting a lot of more freelance stuff at the time in Victoria, and I couldn't kind of balance both. It got a bit overwhelming. So
Freelance for video work.
yeah, and
How
photo.
did that come about?
Actually, I
Don't
was
say
lucky.
Baba.
No,
It's
not
not
Baba.
Baba? Okay.
No, not Baba.
Bubba kept hooking me up.
Just-
So Baba hooked me up with that crazy Millie deal.
I was at her house one day and someone
Yeah,
knocked on
and
the
then
door
they're like,
and offered
"Do
me
you
a
do
job.
video work?" No.
Baba just has like a life planned out for Cody.
Yeah. Just somehow I don't know about it, but
Yeah.
she's like throwing stuff at me through life. No, I actually was lucky. I had quite a few friends that were like creatives and filmmakers and stuff, and they kind of brought me on different projects
Oh, sick.
and would like hire me on as photographer or an extra camera operator, stuff like that. So I kind of like found my way into the industry, small industry, then, and that was kind of like when the clothing brand was, doing okay, and like then I was getting some photo and video work, and then I was also working full time, like
So you had
at
to
a job.
choose.
in Victoria. So I just felt a little bit overwhelmed, and then I was like, I think I'm gonna kind of like just close this down, sell off the clothing, and kind of like get on with, you know, kind of a creative career in a
Wow.
way.
How did you, because I think for people listening, they might be interested in kind of, or be in similar stages, right? Where there's competing priorities.
Mm,
And then in your case, two of them were passion projects in a way, or there's
yeah.
passion behind them. How did you come to that decision? What was kind of the decision-making process?
Well, I mean, to be honest, like it costs a lot of money to run a business. Buying clothing, like stock, holding stock, getting it printed, getting it embroidered, holding that stock, and if the clothing isn't selling, then you're sitting on your own money essentially, not selling. So things weren't picking up the way I was wanting, and we weren't really sure where we were going to go, and he had to leave, and he had his own work and his own personal stuff. And so it's like I kind of outweighed it in a way where it's like, okay, well, I can try and keep building this right now, but I think I need to like worry about, you know, myself, and then also maybe build a more flexible creative career. Because I was thinking about like, how am I going to go travel? How am I going to go do certain things that I want to do and like not have to worry about running a company? Like I was so young, and like thinking that I have this company that I'm trying to build kind of like on my back. Like I kind of wanted to flourish before
Be a kid.
like yeah, like honestly I just wanted to like
It's too early.
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
Yo, that's kind of a running
and,
theme though.
and it
Actor at 8.
and
Yeah,
it did
yeah,
it
yeah,
did
you're
like
like-
start early, like
Yeah.
it really did. And
Yeah.
like I was kind of I don't it was great, but I think it was like too early.
Gotcha, yeah.
And so I knew the transition was to go try and do something in, you know, photo or video.
That's sick. So there's a lot of practical elements, I think, that went into that decision then. Even though that's at
Yeah.
relatively young age, you're
Yeah.
very good at, I think, parsing out what makes sense from a
Mhm.
lifestyle perspective, financial perspective, it sounds like too.
I think that's what made me kind of want to transition out of the companies, because I've kind of felt like I didn't have a chance to just be
Oh.
a kid, or just like
Yeah.
have time to like go and do things, you
Yeah.
know?
Just to have fun
Just have
because you're
fun,
so
yeah.
busy working.
Always thinking about the company, always
Yeah.
thinking about, okay, what's like the next thing? Like it went on and on and on. It was
Just
like
being a
24/7.
freelancer, man. No, okay.
Yeah.
No, but that's literally what a lot of us end up
Yeah.
getting into when we become like we start as like some sort of simple creative like hobby, and then 5 years later you're like buried.
Where's my life?
Yeah, where is my
Yeah.
life? And like
Yeah.
a buried in a mountain of tasks with a to-do list. Yeah, like 100 items long that you'll never get through. And when you're 30 something years old, like that's kind of cool. But like when you're 20 years old
kinda
or whatever, and you're like, just, I don't know, like that's the time to like just run amok and have fun.
yeah, and like learn from your mistakes and try different things.
yeah.
But you were kind
I
of
think
all balls deep in just
I was
one thing.
fucking balls deep.
Was this your early 20s?
Yeah.
Early 20s, yeah.
Yeah,
that
He's
makes
well-
sense
his
then.
early 20s.
Well,
Yeah.
I just turned 28.
Just,
Hey.
So that was yesterday.
yeah.
Hey,
It was
congrats,
literally when, like a week ago.
It was like a week ago.
Yeah,
Okay,
nice.
you got
Happy
some years
belated
left.
Thank you.
birthday.
Maybe one or
Appreciate
two before it starts hurting. You got it.
Well, yeah, my back's as a DP, my back's already
Oh,
hurting.
shit.
so-
At 28. I'm so old.
Been in the game for so long.
Well, you've been in the game what, 20 years now?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, since he was 8.
Honestly, when I think back, I'm like, yeah, like I guess that
Because
has been
now
a
you have
little
this
bit.
background in, creating a business, and then it was maybe you were too early for you, right?
Yeah.
But then now transitioning to freelance and, okay, maybe I'm going to make this an actual thing. Did you immediately return to the old ways of how you approached business before? Or was it more of a fresh slate of, okay, let's look at this shit?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think I kind of started out initially as like a solo kind of person, but then I actually met someone through a friend that was also wanting to like create almost a production company in Vancouver. And I'm connecting this because I think I kind of like glommed onto that because I was like, oh, building another like company, like I've already done that. Maybe I'll try this. And like
No PTSD.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And well, that's wait until you.
Oh,
hear.
okay.
Not PTSD, but and so him and I connected well, and we worked on projects, and we're like thinking about trying to build a production company. And at first it was great, and then like as kind of work slowed down, and we're like, we don't even have a name. What are we doing? Type of thing. And I think I realized that I like overstepped a bit. I was like, I think again, going back to like just playing and being almost a kid, it's like, I think I need to like learn how to just like be free a bit as like a cinematographer and go play and learn my craft, not like learn how to like run a business and then learn
Yeah.
how to do cinematography.
Interesting.
I was
okay.
Wow,
like,
that's such a cool,
yeah,
like,
very different.
very
Yeah.
different, like, attitude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And it's
fucking love it.
yeah.
And it's so
It-
smart too, like, and get to know yourself and like who you
yeah,
are
exactly.
in this
Yeah.
whole like world of possibilities.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I think I felt like I was limiting myself almost
Yeah.
by putting all my time into building a production company when I really what I really wanted to do was just learn how to be like a cinematographer, to be honest with you.
That's it.
And like I knew at the time there was so much to learn, and there's still so much to learn with the craft. And ultimately, like I kind of, you know, my my friend at the time was pretty bummed, but like
Mm.
I think in the end I did make the right decision for myself, and like I'm really happy like with where I've come from since then. So
I love it, man.
yeah.
Anything you want to say to your friend? Here's your camera there.
Fuck
Moving on,
you.
moving on,
We've
moving
actually
on.
got him in the other
Moving
room.
on.
Yeah.
You can come in.
I hope he's doing well.
So jumping to the present moment now,
Mm.
I'm so curious about the things you've been doing and how you're approaching business right now. Can you talk a little bit about how you land gigs, how you find clients, and now that you have experience knowing like the cinematography part of things, but also the business part of things?
Mhm. Yeah, totally. So, as a cinematographer, since I don't consider myself like a company or anything, I'm not really like per se like pitching gigs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more at the stage now, which is really well. It can be difficult, but it's also sometimes nice. Is that I'm actually reached out to for gigs
Nice.
as a cinematographer, which is what I was trying to establish for so long. Is that like I'm a cinematographer. Like I work with a director, I work with a team, work with producers, production designers, lighting team, all that stuff as a cinematographer. So if I make more connections with producers, production companies, and directors, then I will hopefully be hired on gigs. So I don't really like reach out to anyone for gigs. I'm more like networking to potentially get hired on the gig.
Perfect. And how
Um,
do you network?
I'm still learning. um,
How have you
a-
done it then? Up
a
until now.
lot of reaching out with directors, mainly directors.
Is that like
uh,
DMing?
Yeah, reaching out through either email or Instagram with directors that whose like work that I really like. I'll reach out that way, and I'll also like reach out
What
to
do you say to the director? Like to
yeah.
like, have you had a successful DM or email where you've just cold outreach to the director and been like, hey, this is my reel, blah blah blah. Like, how have you transitioned from that into an actual job? Have you opted to shoot
Yeah.
like BTS or like just meet up for coffee?
That's honestly, it's like I'm still learning, because at the same time, like you want it to be genuine, like you want the interaction to not feel like you're wanting to gain something from it. And that's kind of like what I've tried to been working on as well, is because you see this person's work and you're like such a fan of it, and you're kind of like stuck on the work almost, and you kind of like put yourself in that kind of like scenario of being able to work on these projects, and you kind of eliminate the connection and relationship that you potentially could have with this person. At least that's sometimes what I do when I see like a really cool project that this director worked on. I get really like sucked into like the work and not technically think about the connection that I could have with this director, which director and DP duo is like everything for a director. And the director is like, if something doesn't work or the project doesn't work, like it all falls back on that person, to be honest. And like the director and DP relationship is massive. So when you're trying to get work with the director, you need to have some kind of similarities and something to like
Bond over.
bond over. And because if you don't have that, it's like I don't know if that relationship actually would work.
Right.
When I really connect with someone's work, that's what I really feed off of as well, though, to give me a way to transition into that like that is the work I'm trying to do. I love how like your DP shot this, like the work that you've created in the past, I really connect with stuff like that, where it's like I want to work with you because the way that you directed that commercial or that documentary, like I loved how that was done and how it was, everything was executed. So it's like I'll try and that's how I kind of like transition, or at least pitch my email, or not pitch, but like reach out in my emails or
Can
DMs.
you walk us through one example, start to finish, from that cold email to, okay, finished project? One that feels authentically done?
I'm kind of at a stage in my life right now where it's like, or I'm at a transition point where I've been working in Vancouver for a decent amount of time.
You're not fucking leaving
Are you
us,
leaving?
bro.
No.
Excuse me.
No.
This is not
No.
happening.
You heard it here first.
No.
Cody Preston is leaving.
What I'm just trying to say is like, I've worked with directors and production companies here, and so I've been successful with that here, and now I'm at this like transition point where I'm reaching out to more directors and production companies and producers now,
But still in Vancouver?
outside of Vancouver, Toronto, but also still trying to connect with like the people that I haven't yet in Vancouver. So I'm actually doing it as we speak, kind of thing. So I don't know if I have like a cold email converted over to a commercial or anything. Everything so far has been like through connection through friend,
Buying lenses on Marketplace.
or buying a lens off Marketplace and meeting him.
Nice.
And-
I heard. What, Sigma
Yeah.
1835?
Yeah.
Legendary.
Slut lens.
Yeah. Absolute horrible lens.
Still have that lens too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has no use for it. He's just holding on to it as a memento
Honestly,
of
I'm
our
gonna hold on to it the rest of
friendship.
my life too.
Yeah.
But I remember when you came pick it up and Dale started following you on Instagram and he was like, oh my gosh, this dude is so good. Like, look at his photos and stuff. I was, wow, he's actually very good. We should hire him and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, and
And
then the next project we have, we're like, seems like perfect. Let's hire Cody.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
have to say, one of the reasons why we wanted to have you in this podcast is because Dave and I truly believe in working with people who we admire, not just the work, but the people. And you are one of them. So we knew that would be great. And June is obsessed with you.
I was
Oh,
creeping.
thank
I was
you.
creeping you hard before you came.
Oh,
I was like, "Holy
really?
shit,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is so good!" And the
Aw,
BC
thanks,
Dairy
dude.
video, I was like, "Bro, I need that fucking grilled cheese like
yeah,
now."
I've been dreaming
That
about that grilled
is
cheese.
so.
Yeah.
That's
Bro,
how we convert. That's
it
how we
looks
convert.
so good.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a really fun project. Yeah. We had to hike up a mountain for that.
Yeah, June was saying. No, who was saying?
Yeah, I was saying because I saw a similar view, and that was in Abbey,
Yeah.
was it? There was a similar view up
Abbey
like, you
grind.
can
We had to do the Abbey grind.
Wait, what?
To
Bro,
Why?
Why couldn't you drive up?
clients wanted
fair.
the lookout that originally got pitched.
Oh, okay, fair.
So,
They went the
Clients
hard
win.
way. So
So you had to hike all the gear up the mountain
Damn,
at the crack
son.
of dawn, like before dawn.
no, it was sunset.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we had that was a 15-hour, 16-hour day. We had shot in the morning at the farm, and we barely even had time for most of the stuff that we were able to fit in because BC Dairy wanted a lot of talking points throughout it. And we like kind of just had enough time to get all that done, and then we had to drive from, I guess it was at Abbotsford to the Abbey Grind, which was like 45 minutes away, and then go and hike up the Abbey Grind and then shoot until the night. Yeah, until the sun
Gross.
went down. And then we
Wow.
had
And
to
then
hike
hike
back
back
down
down.
and then drive from the Fraser Valley back home.
How far is it?
Gross.
What?
The
Abbotsford?
hike,
Oh.
or how long?
Like an hour-ish.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
with equipment.
But you have like it was two camera. So one pack had a camera, one pack had it was a Red Raptor and a Komodo kit.
And it's just straight
Red
uphill.
Raptor had the zoom on
Ugh.
in the bag that I had. We had a whole backpack full of batteries. We had some lighting, like tubes and stuff. We had a full boom op up there. You just hiked up with his like satchel and boom on, because we had to get hits up along the hike too. It was crazy, man.
Damn.
In the end, like, and then Nick and I, the director, we had to stay in a hotel nearby the farm because we had to do pickups in the morning with just us.
Damn.
Brutal.
So we had to
dude.
be up early and go get like pickups that we kind of missed that we literally didn't have time for because it was just a jam-packed day. But anyways,
Wow.
yeah, no, I appreciate you complimenting my work.
Of course, man. No, it's a really big fan, honestly.
Oh,
I
thank you.
genuinely mean that.
Appreciate that.
Pickups. How does charging for that work? Is that just fuck it is what it is and we just work
Well,
for it?
that one, I think it was like, we need these, and I can't remember what happened, but I think there was just an extra small charge.
Nice.
But typically, like, yeah, it would more be like me letting know the producer, like, oh, like if you're wanting me to stay in a hotel and do pickups, like if it wasn't this situation.
Oh,
I'd
but
be
this one there was no producer.
Well, there was, but it was more like, it was like Nick and I's kind of like,
It was your baby, and you guys were probably like it was like one of your bigger commercials up to that point, wasn't it?
yeah, it was just like, let's just do it.
Yeah,
Like, let's
you
just
want
get
it to look
done.
as good as possible.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, like I just was like, yeah, whatever.
Plus, it's
like, I'm down.
Abbotsford, man. I mean, who wouldn't want to spend as much time as possible out in
Yeah,
Abbotsford?
as somebody who grew up there, I fucking love it.
I love the smell of cow shit. Yeah, that's great.
Okay, let's talk about your projects. Very curious to hear more about the Destination Toyota. Is this correct?
It was Destination BC and
okay.
and Toyota. Yeah,
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
it was crazy. I don't even know like where to start.
How'd you get the gig? Start there.
And how much money are they paying you?
Sure.
Dude, the money went so quick on that.
Damn.
And it was a lot. So the director, Nick, who I've been working on quite a bit of work with recently, so you'll probably hear his name a lot. Him and a friend, so his friend Tanner, they're triplets. So Tanner, his sister, and Clay are triplets. But when Clay was born, it's actually a crazy story. You'll honestly see it when the doc comes out, because they'll probably get
It's
into
a
it.
dog.
So it's a dog.
Yeah, it's a documentary.
Triplets. Damn.
And so when Clay was born, he ended up having cerebral palsy. And so that obviously like limits what he can do. Like he can't walk, and he can use his arms, but not like to the full extent that we can. And Tanner, the older brother who doesn't have cerebral palsy, him and the family too. They call themselves the March clan because the last name is March. They really wanted to try and get Clay out to go do the activities that they do. And so when they would go out to Tofino to go surf, instead of like Clay sitting in his wheelchair looking out watching them, they're like, how can we get Clay in the water?
Damn.
How can we get Clay like surfing, essentially? Same with skiing. They're like,
Damn.
Clay comes and sits and like goes to the resort. And how can we get Clay out there to experience these things, and so the story originated around that, trying to get Clay out, and then also bring awareness to try and like bring attention to the adaptive side of sports and that it's possible.
Okay.
And so Tanner pitched it to Nick. Nick pitched it to a producer friend, Ryan. And I think it had been ongoing for a couple of years that they were trying to get funding for it, essentially, and trying to develop the story and trying to figure out like how to build the story, because we ended up having multiple athletes, Olympic athletes involved, and other people that were involved in different communities within the two spaces of surfing and skiing to also give their opinion, because they worked in the space. They don't have like a disability, but they like work with people to try and get them outside and access like the outdoors, essentially. So it took quite a while to build that story, but eventually they did, and they reached out to lots of brands and stuff. And one of the clients that Nick and Ryan, the producer, kind of have is they do a lot of tourism. So Destination BC was someone that was in the picture, and we ended up pitching to Destination BC. And they like absolutely loved it. And they like were so stoked on the story and the concept. And I mean, it's tourism, British Columbia. Like they want to also be like promoting these things, right?
Mhm.
Surfing spots, skiing spots. That's the connection.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and like adaptive side, not
Yeah.
just pretty ski shots, not just
Yeah.
pretty surfing, like
Oh,
real story about like adaptive sports.
Wow. Okay.
And
It's
so
great to attract that market too, like
Yeah.
because there's like not every tourism destination has like accessible
Highlights that, yeah.
sports and stuff like
yeah,
that.
and it's like becoming more of a thing now, and we hope that through this documentary, like it'll shed light
Mhm.
on what can be done and what resorts should start putting into their like facilities and
Yeah.
stuff to help with this.
That's great.
Oh, that's
And
huge.
so yeah, Destination BC was our primary sponsor that funded pretty much the entire project, and Toyota came in as like a supporting sponsor, and then we had a bunch of other brands, small brands that kind of like helped out. We went cat skiing, and the cat skiing operation discounted it by an insane amount, and that's why we were able to go and do that. Pacific Sands put us up in Tofino for 8 days, oceanfront, which
Nice.
we just walked out and you could just start surfing essentially. And I would my camera team and stuff, we just like posted up right on the beach and just started shooting. It was incredible. Like Pacific Sands really pulled through for that. And then the resorts too. Like we worked with Whistler Blackcomb for early access. So we were able to be on the mountain before anyone, with no one on the mountain, early morning and after hours to shoot what we needed to shoot. And then Big White as well was like a really big help, because Clay and their mom they're from Kelowna, so the local resort was able to like help out as well, and we were able to go do filming out there and have like lift access and like after hours, before hours type of thing. So everyone was able to like come together and make this possible.
I can see where all the funding's going though. Holy.
Dude, oh
That's
my gosh.
scale.
Like when I first heard the number, I was like, that's insane amount of money. And then like after it's like budgeted, it's like, oh right, like okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, so
that's
this is for me, right?
So that's
Yeah.
my rate. Oh, right. I honestly though, like
I'm gonna be a millionaire.
yeah. And then
This
they're
is
like,
mine?
dude, you're making like $600. No, yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it regardless though, like there was things that I shot for free before we even got funding, because I knew that there was a story here, and I knew that the project was like truly
I love that.
amazing, an
Yeah.
amazing project to be a part of. And so I did shoot some stuff for free and stuff, and went out to Tofino like on my own dime with Nick, and just like hung with the March Clan and just shot for a weekend, trying to capture stuff so that we could like then implement it into like a pitch.
Yeah.
So then we can try and get funding for it.
Yeah.
And eventually I got refunded for like that weekend and stuff, which was great once we got paid and stuff. And so like, yeah, it all like
So you're,
worked
like,
out.
logging your hours on all that like kind of spec shooting you're doing.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that a pretty common type of project process, I suppose, where you figure out the story and the project first, then you find the appropriate sponsors for it? Because I'm only familiar in my personal journey, at least, with the opposite, right, where client
Yeah. So when you get into like the documentary space, because it's like so story driven, I feel like it's like, you know, you come across this story that you really want to tell,
Mhm.
and it's like you work on that story and you develop it, and then you're like, how do I make this, and like who's gonna put money towards it? And so you have this like well-crafted story, and hopefully what you can do if you're able to is go shoot part of it in some capacity to at least get some kind of footage for someone to see.
Mhm.
So like either it's like a pitch, like stills inside your pitch deck that you've shot that you're like, this is what we're going for, this is what the vibe will be like, this is the shots that we've already been able to get, stuff like that. So you kind of like build that all out, and then you find like the people that you would want to be involved or hopefully have money to be able to support it. And then you reach out to them. At least that's at least how I know in the documentary world, is like story first, figure that out, and then once that's all like really nicely put together and you're ready, it's like, okay, let's go reach out.
Yeah,
So
that's commitment though. Like
Yeah.
a couple
Wow.
years to carve out that story.
Yeah,
and find the
and-
sponsor.
And how many
Yeah.
days did you take to shoot the entire thing?
so for me as the I DP'd the doc, and like
Woo-hoo, congratulations.
I shot like probably close to 25 days on the project. Yeah.
And what was the most
Crazy.
challenging thing on that?
Oh my god. That's a really good question, actually, because the whole project was like kind of its own challenge in a way, because we're skiing with camera equipment, we're skiing with cameras, we're in the backcountry, we're flying $40,000 drones up in the air, like over water, surfing
Mhm.
over endless backcountry like backdrops and stuff. So like it was like so physically demanding, that project, and it actually did take a lot out of me, but my body actually adjusted. And I honestly think the biggest challenge was just the fact that you kind of had to be so dialed in what you were doing as almost an athlete to be able to do that. Like skiing, hiking up with camera equipment, like trying to, catch certain shots like on like a beach break, or coordinating with like the underwater DP on how things are done. Like there was endless challenges, so I can't really say like one, because
Yeah, for
there
sure.
was like so much going on for that
Yeah.
And
whole
so
entire
many
project.
different things.
you know?
Like
Yeah.
I'm sure the 80-year-old Cody would be so proud of you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm quite proud of myself too, and like what we're able to do, and also like it's not just me, like it's a whole team, and like they truly, like, it was everyone putting in their own effort and like really pushing themselves to try and make this done. So like I'm not to take credit for all of it. Like
Of course.
we had
Yeah, yeah.
such a great team, and so many great camera operators and underwater DPs and like drone team. Like they were all just absolutely amazing, and were always yes to anything we wanted.
Wow.
And like that's how we were able to create like what we created,
It's
which I'm
amazing.
really stoked to
Yeah.
eventually show.
Yeah.
An
When is
amazing
it
team.
being shared?
So we're hoping to get everything done by August, which is a crazy timeline, but by end of August, so we can get into festivals for the documentary.
Sick.
So
Well, we'll be at the
VIF.
VIF.
Viv again for
Viv
another one of
again.
Cody's films.
Oh, nice.
well,
Um,
yeah, hopefully.
I'm curious how much of the because documentaries, there's a lot of like unknowns a lot of the time. Like you don't know what you're gonna capture. Like you have a kind of a rough idea. Like how much of the story did you kind of have wrapped up and fully known before you went and pitched it? And like how much did you go in knowing, and how much kind of changed on the fly as you started actually recording it?
Well, so that's when like a really good director comes in, because Nick, he knew what the project was going to be, and he had already poured so many hours into it with Tanner, with like the March family.
Just like in pre-interviews and like
Yeah.
script writing sort of thing, or
I wouldn't say I don't know his full process, but I wasn't involved like that much with that whole side of things. But he had so many questions ready. He had probably for each section that we shot for different location, which was like 5 or 6 location, like across BC, across British Columbia. I think he prepared everything. He's such a prepared director. So he was able to prepare questions and how he wanted things to like show itself essentially. And yeah, I think he poured so many hours into it. I think
And he knows the subject so well.
he just knows, yeah. And like he works in the outdoor space. He's worked in tourism. He works as a director and a DP on some projects. Like he knows his shit. He's a phenomenal skier. I've never seen someone like fly down a mountain face with a camera, like literally like full
Jeez.
mountain jumping off of stuff with a red in his hand. That is not his red.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like also a phenomenal athlete at the same time.
Wow.
So he really was able to know what we needed to get, what worked, what didn't work, what needed to be asked for the story.
Perfect fit for this project. Damn.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he and that's the thing. It's like each location he was like, this is what we need to get. This is the questions I'm gonna ask.
So does he give you like a shot list for the day? Like what like when you go into a day of shooting with him, like what is the conversations and what do you have prepared? What does he have prepared for you?
Well, yeah. So for some of the locations, like for some of like I'll call them like scenes, I guess,
Yeah.
which was like all the different across BC like sections. He would show me like a list of things that he wanted, like shots that he wanted to make sure that we get. But at the same time, it is a documentary and you want things to kind of naturally unfold. So at the same time, I would be like, what are you thinking for this? He's like, just do your thing. And he would like let me just do my thing, which was like, that's always like the best kind of thing to hear from a director sometimes is like, I want you to just put your spice on it.
Nice.
And then I go and do my thing and I come back and he'd be like, oh yeah, dude. So
That's
it's like,
There's a lot of trust there.
Yeah, there's a trust and like encouragement. He's like, you know, it's this dance that you guys are doing and like he or she is trusting you and also knows that you're a skilled person in the craft. So like they also want you to flourish with how you think it could be shot or set up or framed or whatever it is.
Are there things to consider with that trust and how you frame it too from the subject perspective? Because for me, this is actually really dear to my heart, working in accessibility at a university. And then my brother also has a form of CP amongst other things, so he can't walk, wheelchair user and all that stuff too. But in the commercial space, I feel like you'd be hyper aware and careful with such a sensitive topic. I feel with doc, you're probably getting a little bit more leeway because the subject's there, right? And it's their story, so how they want to tell it is how they want to tell it.
Yeah.
But when you come into the picture, then maybe it's more of a director worry, but also as a DP, are those things that you think about how it's going to be portrayed, perhaps in a shot?
Well, from the beginning, we said to all the athletes, like, this isn't a sob story.
Nice.
Like, it's really not. It's not a sob story at all.
And who made that call though? Is that a Nick thing or is that just everybody across the
That
board?
was probably Nick and Tanner.
Love that.
And like, yeah, it's like to show what is possible.
Yeah.
And like what can be done, and to encourage others to go out and try.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
sick.
So
So you didn't really have to think about it too much.
No,
while
honestly,
shooting.
I was like so dialed in just like shooting what needed to be shot. And
Nice.
like, I don't think anyone ever was like questioning, like, oh, why are you like filming? I don't know, something.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I was never like really questioned there. Yeah, it was pretty great.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
man. I was worried more, I think, from like the sponsor side of things. If they're trying to, highlight certain things of, oh yeah, we can't show it like that,
I
that
mean,
type of thing.
the clients knew the deck.
That's
They had been in so many meetings together.
Yeah.
Like, there's that whole communication that I was never a part of that took literally probably forever. And yeah, it's like I feel grateful too, because it's like well, not grateful, but like I really like appreciate how much work they put into it, because as like a DP, sometimes, you know, you're brought on once everything is already discussed, and then you have to chat about how you're gonna make it.
Mm.
So it's like there's all that pre-pro, especially for a large documentary like this one. It's like there was so much time outside of shooting
Yeah.
that goes on, like goes into something like that, and that was something I never had to deal with.
Nice.
And so like the amount of hours and stuff that they put into it was just incredible. So yeah, huge
Such a
kudos,
sick
huge
project, man.
Yeah.
kudos to them to pull it off.
Yeah, I'm looking
Can't
forward
wait to
to
see it.
So yeah.
Also,
Holy
I
shit.
sometimes say cerebral palsy.
Yep.
Cerebral. I think I made
Cerebral.
Ce-
You got
I
it.
think in Australia we call cerebral like cerebral.
okay,
I
yeah,
sometimes
cerebral.
get it wrong.
Yeah.
I just
so
say
I want to
CP.
make sure I got it right.
Say,
Right.
say
Oh,
How do you
CP.
say, June?
CP.
CP?
Yeah,
Yeah.
CP.
Yeah,
Some
it's
people
easy.
may not know. Like yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
cerebral.
Cerebral.
Yeah.
To do
Cerebral.
I
it
sometimes say cerebral,
cerebral.
Oh yeah, it's
Cele-
a common.
which isn't
That's a
right.
celebrity in you, man.
It's a common mistake in Portuguese
Oh,
because it's
okay.
cérebro.
Oh.
Brain means cérebro,
Okay.
Cerebro.
but some people say cérebro.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what's something we haven't explained to the viewers is what's gostoso?
Gostoso means
Gostoso.
like hot. Someone's hot. They
Mm.
was hot.
As she looks
Don't
over
know
at
anything
Like,
about
They
that.
was
Temperature
gostoso.
or
No, this
like,
guy.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. My temperature when I see Dale.
Yeah.
That's gostoso.
Goes hot?
He-
Yeah,
his-
It goes
yeah,
hot?
It goes pretty
gostoso.
high.
But also
The
you could
coffee.
use for food if a food is yummy, delicious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
very
interesting.
Cafe
tasty.
is gostoso.
Gostoso.
Okay, so all of the above for Dale.
Café is gostoso.
I agree. Actually, one more question if you don't mind, because you're going to the next section, right?
Yeah, I was about to ask about the Terra Footwear.
Okay. Is that with Nick as well?
Yep.
Okay. How did you meet Nick? Because I feel
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah,
It's
kind of going
important
back to
part,
that.
yeah.
he's been great.
And what's Nick's last name?
Collar?
Nick
Nick
Collar.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, he's great. I met him through my friend Chris, who was actually my old roommate, and he's a DP as well. He ended up moving to LA. But I met Nick through my good friend Chris. And after Chris left, Chris used to work with Nick quite a bit. Since Chris relocated to LA and I stuck around, Nick and I ended up chatting a lot and ended up just naturally working on stuff together because we're both quite outdoorsy and like sports and athletes and all that kind of jazz, and just naturally kind of like I think he first hired me on like a project with Big White, did like a commercial for Big White ski resort, and that was really fun. And ever since then, honestly, we've been working together a lot.
nice. You say naturally, but do you think it's because you had a good reel, for example, or did you guys align pretty well in terms of your creative process, or what are some things that maybe as a third party observer that you think are tips that somebody could take away?
I think if you end up connecting with someone I think, I don't know. I mean, the situation was kind of like a perfect situation. Like Chris left. Nick and Chris had a good relationship. And then there's honestly like can sometimes be hard to find like just people to collaborate with, especially in like an athlete kind of sport world where, you know,
It's demanding.
It niches down a lot, especially when
like,
you're doing surfing
there's
and like
certain
skiing,
people
snowboarding.
around
Yeah.
here that just can do it and can't do it.
Can't.
Or
Yeah, and you have sick
or-
riders.
I
or
think
not
fuck
like
no.
Who aren't
not
the
like
best
can't, but
shooters.
like maybe don't have like the equipment.
Yeah.
Or
They
just
skills.
like
Even just interest and understanding, though.
or
Like,
interest in
I
understanding
really mean I
of like how
can't do
things
it.
are shot, because even if you can snowboard or ski, it's like the way to shoot snowboarding and skiing is a different thing too, right? It's like it takes kind of an eye on how things are shot, and like
Interesting.
maybe work that you do like and what you two align with. Like, oh yeah, like I really like this shot. I would love for us to get something like this in our next project, whatever. So it's like that also aligned. And I think it was just honestly, like by chance that we both kind of like met up and we were both involved in like the same kind of like realm of things of like the work that we like to create.
I feel like you're not giving yourself enough credit. That's what I'm the sense I'm getting.
Well, I mean, I don't do reels. Like I don't post reels. I just post my work on Instagram.
Yeah, but you post. I think your Instagram is very curated,
right?
with the best things about your work. Like,
yeah, that's true.
yeah, like even your stories, like you don't post like random shit. Like
yeah.
all the things you post are very good.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate
And that's
that.
something you've always done?
What I've been told is like, when people look at whatever they're clicking onto, they want to see the best stuff. They want to see your best work. They want to, be inspired by you and hopefully hire you. So it's like I've always, especially I guess going back to the clothing brand, the feed was always crucial for a business. It's like when the customer comes over to the Instagram page, what are they going to see? So I think I maybe
Some
pulled a
carryover
lot
there.
of stuff from the business side on how to curate things, make things look good, post only things that you like should
proud of.
post. or
You're proud of. Yeah.
Yeah.
that you want to get hired for. Yeah, like don't you like you haven't diluted it with like everything you shot. It's not just
Yeah.
like every job you
'Cause-
shoot. Because you've never posted any of the work that we've worked on, Cody.
Oh.
Oh shit!
Oh.
fuck.
That's
Oh,
true.
man.
I actually haven't checked, but like I just presume
But
so.
you just caught
Uh,
him.
Maybe
you
it's a
just
Fino.
confessed
One of the
right now.
Hoka
Yeah.
ones I did.
Yeah.
One of the Hoka ones
Yeah.
I did.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah.
Next time,
Call
moving
me
on.
the fuck out.
Yeah.
Sick.
I guess
Sick.
we haven't made the cut.
It's okay. It's
It's
okay. You'll
Snake.
get there. You get there. You just gotta get Nick on it.
But
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
that's, yeah, he never mentioned Dale. He just said Nick. But I think that's very good though, because when we go to your Instagram, it's very clear that you're a cinematographer, DOP and stuff. So that's great. So let's jump into Terra Footwear.
This was a very different project than what we had been working on, or actually have ever worked on.
Is this
Oh,
that
really?
Adidas brand under Adidas? Terra?
No,
Or is that a separate
that's Adidas Terex.
Terex. Okay, okay.
This is like a boot company that I think is like connected with Mark's Warehouse.
Mm.
It's like one
Okay.
of their like boots that I guess they're connected with, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like a Red Wing,
Yeah.
like a work boot essentially,
Okay.
steel toe.
Oh, I need some of those.
Yeah, they're great. They're actually they gave us a pair from the shoot as well. So
Sick.
and what I really liked is that I don't always like boots when I'm working. If I'm working in like a space where I need to wear steel toe, and I actually got like these shoes
Yes, that's what I
that
need.
Steel
are
toe
like
shoes?
very, and they're like kind of sick. Like they
Yeah.
kind of have like little flames on them and stuff.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, Tara went off on that.
Oh, and it's not
I need-
super expensive. I'm just looking
I mean,
up here.
yeah, I actually don't know the pricing, but I'm assuming it's affordable. I think they have a lot of footwear, but what we worked with was like the steel toe boot, like the
Work stuff.
the work boot to like for like a very like heavy industrial worker
Right.
type of thing is what we shot. We actually shot a previous project with them, and they really liked that last project, and they carried it forward. And it's actually all shot in black and white,
Oh,
which is the
Wow.
first client I've ever.
Shout out,
fir-
Terra.
First client that I've ever worked with where they're like balls deep, black and white, the whole thing, and like.
There you go. They have my money.
It's
I love
so,
that.
It's so cool. Like that was one of the things that I thought was so cool is that like they are really just down to do the black and white,
Yeah.
and like all the monitors on set were black and white LUTed. Like they didn't want to see any color. Like they wanted it baked in, baby. Like,
That's
so
amazing.
crazy.
Did I tell you about the like when I first started shooting video? Like I got we landed somehow landed this gig to relaunch CBC Sports YouTube channel. I'd never really shot video before, and but one of the segments that we wanted to film was called My Moment, where we asked Canadian Olympians like what was the moment in their career when they realized that they could be the best in the world like at that particular sport. And we wanted to shoot it in black and white. And I like didn't know at the time that like how it worked on the back end of like video editing. So, and like I didn't trust any video editor to like turn it into black and white. So I shot it on my Nikon D750 baked in black and white. There's no
Great.
going
Absolute-
back, baby.
Absolute madman.
Wow.
Shout outs to Terra for going all black
It's
and
actually
white.
really cool to see or like be involved with a client that is just so sure
yeah.
and
about
so
what they want.
confident about what
Is that
they
their
want.
creative director?
I don't know where it came from. It was just like we got hired on that first one, and it was like, yeah, we're uploading like black and white LUTs. I was
Oh,
like,
even
I
the
was-
first one
I was like,
and the
oh,
second one.
Yeah,
Wow.
carrying through to the second one. And the second one was even like a way larger commercial and such an insane concept that Nick and I essentially pitched. Well, they came with the concept. We saw a few things that I think could be changed and that were more manageable to actually make the project happen. But we ended up like overloading ourselves a bit. But at the same time, we ended up actually getting it done, and it turned out really, really cool.
Nice.
There's like a lot of details I can go into with going down to like the different camera setups. Like we had an RC car rigged with like an Ember 5K.
Oh, I love that. I really
Whoa.
want to
with
use
like
that.
with rehoused like Nikon vintage lenses by Zero Optic. We had a Steadicam op, Leo, who's absolute gem. Put like a probe lens on that and underslung it, like swinging through pieces of metal and stuff. He was so amazing.
What?
We had a jib on a Ronin flying up over like molten lava and stuff. Is crazy.
Where?
Wow.
Yeah. What?
Where?
So yeah, I know that's the first thing that you think of is like, where is this happening? There's this really amazing like place in Surrey that has all this that
that doesn't
that-
make any sense in the
Lava?
same sentence.
it's like molten metal melting and stuff because they're building like
Okay.
massive things for like ships and stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so they need all these crazy like equipment
yeah.
to make these things. So it's like,
That's gonna look so sick in black and white.
oh my god, it turned out so
Yeah.
good, man. And like
Did you have like the angle grinders just constantly going with the sparks?
angle grinders
Yeah,
coming at the
yeah.
lens,
Yeah.
like this like molten melted metal pouring into this big bucket with sparks flying everywhere. Yeah, anyways, there's a lot I can unpack from that. It was a really fun project.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where can we watch it?
It's not out yet. I think like final revisions are just happening.
Right.
But I can send it through when
Is there
Mhm.
much like VFX stuff on that, or
just
no necesito?
do you guys want to like hear about like the concept and
Sure.
stuff, like what it
Mhm.
was essentially?
Mhm. Yeah, of course.
So essentially they pitched they initially pitched the project where I don't know if you guys have seen, I forget which Mission Impossible
Mission
it is.
Impossible.
Impossible. But the intro is like heavy VFX where they follow like what is it, like a lit like wire. It's like shh, and the title sequence is happening, and they're like, we really want to like create this unique commercial where essentially you're like following like this wire, like this like fuse almost through the different scenes of what the boot would be put through in like a really insane workplace. And we're like, okay, that's like really cool. It's like how are we gonna kind of do that? And also like how expensive is the budget for VFX? Because
Yeah.
like, oh my god, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like for 5 seconds, it's like an insane amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, how are you gonna do that for like a 30-second spot, 60-second spot? And what Nick and I, we were like, okay, like I wonder if we can like find a different way to kind of make this happen, this like kind of journey almost. And so we like spent probably like 4 or 5, almost a whole day, 4 or 5 hours at his office on Granville Island, and we just like brought out the whiteboard, classic, and we're like, how can we make this commercial similar in this way? And we're like, I think we need to like almost have it where the journey is from the low angle going through
Yeah, just like following the boots.
like
something?
following, but but it's all through transitions. So the opening, I'll explain. The opening sequence is like a big bucket of metal, and it's on this huge chain, and it's a top down shot of this bucket just hanging above the workplace. Forklifts are going by, and it just drops from the ceiling, and it's still the POV hard rigged to the box, to the bucket, dropping down, and as soon as it crashes, all the dust comes up, and that transitions into the next shot. So it's each
Wait,
shot.
what happened to the camera in the first shot, dude?
It actually was fine. Yeah, it was
Which camera
fine.
was this?
Was it a full-on crash
It
cam
was like
situation?
we bought crash cams. So we
Nice.
bought some A6500s. We bought two
Wow.
A6500s and two 12 mils to just destroy essentially.
It just works.
Yeah,
After
it worked.
that.
Were those like
Wow.
working on 12 mils?
Yeah.
Nice. That's
So-
a great lens.
Yeah. So essentially it's like each scene is showing something, either the surrounding area of like something intense happening. So it'd be like an angle grinder, or like someone stepping in like an oil spill and like in slow-mo at 600 frames per second, or like glass like shattering in front of the lens, like things being poured and stuff, or like
Anything
someone,
that's dangerous and sharp.
Anything that's
or
dangerous
hot.
and
Yeah,
sharp.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we wanted all these different scenes essentially to make their way through, but then be transitioned through something that is going across frame
Mm-hmm.
or in front of frame to make that transition.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we essentially came up with like what would be like the craziest things. Like what are some of the craziest things that would happen?
Mm-hmm.
And so one was like the bucket dropping
Mm-hmm.
to like really shock and get your attention like right away. And the second was we were able to get this like RC car, and we hard rigged the Ember and a wide lens on it, and we drove it through fake glass shattering in front of it. So we had someone up on a ladder and just drop fake glass, and it just pushed right through. In the scene that we got in there with the 600 frames per second while pushing through shards of glass flying up in the air, it was just insane. And then someone walked in front of the camera with a bucket. Next transition goes over, grinder going at the camera. Next one goes over. I think the Steadicam like pulls away and pulls down, and then it transitions into like the camera moving forward again, and it's like the bucket being poured with all like the melted like metal. And then we like thought of this one scene where it's like nails sticking out. It's like this like graveyard scene of like nails and different things sticking out, and we wanted a probe lens on a Steadicam, essentially like a wall of nails on either side on the ground, and we just wanted him to like push through the entire thing to like make it feel like these things are like
Yeah. How fucking tight is that then? If you're trying to show a probe lens too.
all of us each take were like
Oh my god.
cringing that
Yeah.
he was
That's way
like
too
scared
close.
that he was about to like smash something on the probe lens, but he was absolutely incredible. So
Don't show the rental house that shot.
yeah, dude. honestly.
VFX. It was
Um,
VFX, bro.
But yeah, the two ender shots that we got were like one that so funny enough, that was one project where I almost didn't even touch a camera.
Mm.
I was
Ah.
behind a DP monitor the
Nice.
entire time. And Nick obviously had his director's monitor. The only time I touched the camera was for the end shot that we wanted, and that was on a gimbal, and it was like a very precise move that we wanted, kind of scrubbing down and coming up and pushing into a welding, and then it drops down to the boot as like a final scene, which turned out really great. But we ended up getting another shot of the boot going through that oil spill, and the way it lifted up, I was able to hit a light just over to hit the very edge of the boot that says Terra on it,
Oh, sick.
and the
Satisfying.
oil is just like in 400 500 frames per second, it's just like going everywhere, but you still see the Terra. And I was like, oh, that's the end shot right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
You got it. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really great project, and it was a unique one because I almost didn't even touch a camera.
Mhm.
I had such a like amazing team that was dedicated, and was able to do all the different rigs, especially like shout out to my first AC who rigged all those rigs, like
Damn.
swapping from Steadicam, from gimbal to RC car, like everything was so dialed with him. And
Was most of it on the Komodo?
no, we shot no, nothing
been
was on the
Ember, it sounds
Komodo.
like.
It
Oh.
was Raptor, and it was Ember,
Oh, sweet.
and then the Sony crash cams. But yeah, it was just like a fun project, like a little bit stressful because it was like high stakes because we're like coming in with this crazy concept
Yeah.
and like having to deliver essentially.
Yeah, how long did you have to film that?
It was a 1-day shoot, and it
Damn.
should have been a 2-day.
Yeah,
well,
for sure.
I mean, yeah, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
sound like really complex
Yeah.
shots.
oh yeah, and
Yeah.
like you have a village full of clients,
Yeah.
and agency there,
And factory workers
Agency
and
too.
blah,
and
blah, blah.
yeah, so like they had their own tent with feed, like people from Toronto flew in,
Yeah.
like you have everyone there, and like everyone's banking, like everyone's like, let's do
Mhm.
this in 1 day,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
let's
yeah.
do it right
Yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah,
Why
So-
a
does
lot
it
of
turn into
pressure.
that?
Yeah.
Like, did you know from the beginning this should be a 2-day, or was it once you got there, like, oh fuck yeah, this should have been a 2-day?
I feel like most commercials should be a 2-day shoot, depending on what it is, depending on the like the capacity of
Mhm.
it. You know, like I'm not saying everything, but
Mhm.
honestly, like when I do think back, it was like it did actually make most sense to just do it in 1 day because we had a bunch of workers working with us too that were pulling time off from like them making stuff for the company. We had some people there helping with some of the shots that aside from the workers, and it was just like I think at the end of the day we didn't go OT. We got everything we needed
Nice.
all the time because there's certain times too. It's like that that metal pour. It's like happens like 2 times a day at this time. So you have to like shape the entire schedule
Jeez.
around okay, like did we get that shot or do we have to go back at like 11? You know,
Wow,
so
that's
it's like
a lot
we
of pressure.
were there at like 5 a.m. setting up. First shot up was like 6, and that was the pour.
At 6?
Yeah.
Damn, that's tight.
Or something like that, something
Wow.
early like that. And I'm wirelessly on the Ronin controlling with my hand sticks behind the
sweet.
DP monitor.
Yeah.
So the jib has its own move that Nick is directing for the jib, right? And then I'm
On the control wheels or
separately on
whatever.
the camera controlling, and we've already rehearsed it and know. And then it's like that pour is happening whether we're rolling or not,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whether
yeah.
we like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And the workers kind of don't give a shit either.
Of course.
They're just like, I'm fucking pouring this metal.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, okay, like pressure's on. And we ended up pretty much nailing the first shot.
Nice.
And Nick was like, I think we should go for seconds at whatever it was 10 a.m. or something.
Mhm.
And so we did end up doing that, and we ended up using the first second shot of that pour, and then we had to like swap over and go over to gimbal and get like this one shot that looks
Mhm.
good through like the metal where like the light's coming through at this certain time of day. So it's like all shaped by the environment and the people and like the timing of things.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thanks for
It's
sharing that
amazing.
project,
I love
man.
the
Yeah.
passion.
What does success look like for you as a freelance cinematographer?
Work on projects that you're also like passionate about and that you care about, and 2, trying new things ultimately. Like I don't know if I have like a clear vision of my success. It's more like I just want to keep working, and I want to keep making things that excite me and have a chance to work with really good people, and hopefully through this journey I'm also gaining life things as well, like travel, meeting new people, different perspectives, and like just kind of like a journey, you know.
Sounds like a bit of a dream. You know, like it's
Honestly,
it's,
that's
it's pretty
that's the
freaking
impression and like kind of
Yeah.
the theme that I'm getting is
Yeah.
he's so authentic to yourself, and I admire that. I really love
thanks.
it. It's
I appreciate
actually
that.
quite refreshing to hear.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
and inspiring too.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
that I vibe with that. That's kind of how I approach
man.
life and just values in
Yeah.
general too. So it's
Yeah,
very cool
like
to hear.
I don't think it's like X amount of money or X amount of clients
Mhm.
or whatever is gonna bring happiness. I think it's like the people you work with, the projects you work on, what you learn throughout all that. I think is like what I look forward to the most.
Mm-hmm. Very
Mhm.
wholesome answer.
That's awesome. You mentioned in the beginning that it was challenging for you balancing things because you're overwhelmed with so many projects.
Mm.
And right now, how does it look like for you balancing creative and business? Okay.
When you say creative and business, like what do you guys mean?
It's just like how to, this is my understanding, how to stay creative, but at the same time, building a business, being successful, you know, having the money to pay for your trips and.
I mean, how does it?
Sounds like you don't.
It sounds like you don't really need to because like
Yeah.
you focus on the creative and the business takes care of itself. Like the business aspect.
Thank you for that, because I was trying to like have an answer, but it's like I think the business kind of, at least for where I'm at, it like kind of just follows in a way, because to me business right now is like networking.
Yeah.
That's my business. It's like networking, showcasing my work, and like connecting with people that I want to like work with.
When you say,
And
sorry, showcasing your work, you mean posting on Instagram? Is there any other platform you use, like LinkedIn?
I used to post on LinkedIn, and I think I still do kind of sometimes with maybe some of the bigger projects, not really the smaller ones, but I will normally just post on Instagram and Vimeo, and then make sure to like update my website. Essentially,
Amazing.
Welcome to
Crystal balls.
also known as Future Focus.
Question 1 from Future Focus.
What's one trend that's going to disappear in video production, in your opinion?
oh wow, I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer, but with AI, like a lot could. I saw some video about ChatGPT like color grading a video or something. Same with like editing, like even this podcast, you could run it through a thing where
We already do, brah.
We
Oh.
technically kind of do with
There
the
you go.
camera angles, like cutting between the
yeah,
multiple.
or like it knows when the voice
Yeah,
goes
yeah,
on, so
yeah,
it
we
like
do that.
automatically cuts.
Yeah, Da
Yeah, we
Vinci.
do.
I mean, yeah, like I feel like stuff like that is, I mean, I guess it already is kind of being replaced in some way.
But what about like trendy, cheesy shit? Or like,
Oh, trendy, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you need ideas, I got one. But
What is it?
think about it first.
Well, I don't trendy.
You don't dick ride trends.
I don't really know. I don't really know.
He's
Give
too
me-
good
give me-
for that.
Okay.
Give me a. Yeah.
I'm curious to hear what you think about it, but moody, high contrast level lighting and also soft lighting, because that's something I'm hearing a lot in Hollywood, at least, is that people complaining about, oh, it's too soft. Why is all the light soft? Everything's soft. Blah,
No
blah.
contrast type
Yeah.
of thing.
Or,
oh yeah,
but a lot
true.
of commercial videos that I'm seeing, though, it's always high contrast, or like
Oh,
they're
I see.
very down, like levels are down, right?
Right. Interesting. Okay, I was totally taking this a different way.
Oh, that's the next question, though.
but-
So you actually
I-
did crystal ball the next question.
Oh,
That
okay.
was about AI.
That was the purpose.
I also think like there's a lot of different camera moves
Mm.
and stuff that I think are like not gonna last long.
Oh,
let's
name
go.
him.
Just-
Name him.
well, I
Name
don't
him
know,
and
just
shame
Add
him.
some
Just-
spice.
Just like cheesy transition stuff. I think like
The whip pan, you think?
I don't know, like there's a place.
You know,
there's
you
a-
know, my
there-
guy.
there-
Just
there-
say it.
There's like a place for it. Maybe some of that stuff I think
Okay.
It's
will
overdone.
maybe be overdone at some
The
point.
quick
and
cut, like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
That thing. Yep.
like there's a time and place for short and short form content and stuff, and everyone's following like where the market is going and what the trends are and stuff. And I think documentary will always be documentary.
Where do you think camera gear is moving in the future? Like, what's going to be some big
Oh, yeah, yeah.
changes on the horizon?
People are very into large format and large sensors. It's hard to say where it'll go because all we want is like more
Mm.
right now. So I don't really know how much farther we can push it. Like there's a limit where it's like a fucking IMAX camera that shoots 70 mil. Like how much farther do we want to go?
Well, I think it'll
What
depend on the
cameras
medium
are-
of what you're viewing it on too, right? The
Yeah.
second we get into accessible Apple Vision Pro, for example,
Mhm.
that world, I would assume, requires a lot more,
Right.
maybe,
Yeah.
Yeah, it
different
does.
resolution
Yeah.
styles.
And what I've actually like, I've watched some interviews and stuff. It's like where large format actually really comes in handy is I was watching just an interview with a DP who she shot on large format for a TV show for Apple TV, and they're shooting in a jail, and they were needing to shoot in like a solitary confinement cell, and it's so tiny in there, so tiny in there, and they want the quality obviously, and they're working with like what they want to work with, and I think they're shooting on the Mini LF, and she was so happy that she shot on that because the amount of space in there was so limited that she was able to do like a super wide lens on the large format sensor to give her that ability to even get in there
Mm-hmm.
and show the space, because otherwise it's like literally like a shoebox.
Yeah.
So there's definitely like there's a huge benefit when you're shooting on, thinking about the next project. If it's something as large as that, it's like in your locations, it's like, what camera actually am I going to shoot on? I'm not just going to like pick whatever one I like. It's like, what is actually the best camera for the job,
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
I kind of want to go like actually them to start going a bit smaller, because I think Super 35, like I've always been full frame like since jumping into photography, or like I would have started on like an APS-C but then quickly moved to full frame, but now I'm like, just for the size of the glass, for like your standard like kind of 17 to like 50 mil kind of range, it's so much more efficient on a Super 35 than it is when you go to like a full frame like cine glass, like
the size
28
of
to
lenses
75. Yeah.
or
Just
get bigger. I
Yeah.
guess that is another way it would go, is like what else can we pack into the camera and make it smaller? Like that is definitely like, I could see like even like the Raptor or something going smaller somehow. Like they've done like the Komodo X and they've done the Komodo, and it's like, and then they're
The cameras
doing
kind of get like, I feel like they're starting to get like too small physically though, like some of the cameras that like you can't even fit the buttons or like the
Komodo's perfect, though.
handles
I
or
love that
whatever,
size.
like that.
Well,
The rigging
yeah.
tools and like the inputs and the outputs, like it's just almost too small.
Yeah, I would say like the first Komodo, there was like a lack in some things for sure. The Komodo X I think is like a great in between, but I think one like a company that I think hasn't quite done it yet that I think should, and they've kind of gotten there but not quite, is Blackmagic. Is that like they recently put out, I don't know what it's called.
Pixis 12K.
Yeah. And it's like a bit more of a square body, but I think like having something like the Komodo X or the Raptor size, like in their raw and their quality, I think would be like groundbreaking in the space where filmmakers are wanting tools that are affordable to get in, to get into like filmmaking at like a more affordable price, I guess, for more bang for your buck.
Are you saying
Yeah.
that because Pixis is a little bit bulky or big?
Yeah.
Mm.
And nothing against Sony too. Like the FX6 is great, but I don't know. For the people that love a cube camera like myself, I love working with the Raptor. I love working with the Alexa Mini. I love working with the Komodo.
And you started
like-
on the
Zcam. Yeah. Always
shout
been a
Cube
cube
boy.
kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like after working with all those cameras, it's just like the way you can rig it, the way it isn't too bulky if it's stripped down or you need to hard mount it or whatever. It's like it gives you all those options, and there's nothing that is too long or too wide. Like the Blackmagics right now, it's like it's too wide. Can't really rig. Like you can, but I personally don't like it. I love a cube. So that's just, yeah.
Have you ever tried the Komodo with the Hasselblad viewfinders or prisms? That's one experience I need to try.
Oh, you like at the top down?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
there's an adapter plate. Oh, you've tried
No.
it with the Komodo?
Oh, not with the Komodo.
Oh, you've actually tried the actual prism?
No,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. I've like
I
shot on a
actually
Hasselblad before,
don't-
like the
I
old
think I've-
501s or
I
whatever.
think I've seen
there's an
that,
adapter.
but I've never.
Oh, I
Yeah.
want to try it. Fuck.
It's funny. I actually shoot medium format film.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have too, it sounds
What
like.
is it, like a rolly? Or-
No, I shoot on
Oh,
I
you
shoot
have a
on my
blade, don't you?
Mamiya
Oh, yeah.
645.
Yeah. And that's a top down
Oh,
too.
nice.
Isn't it?
I have two. Yeah. So I have
Yeah.
one that has the prism that or whatever that does the flip up and the top down, and then I have one that's just a straight viewfinder.
Mm.
But I've been collecting
Oh, nice.
Mamiya large format glass.
How would that
and,
work, do you think, with the Komodo?
Since he was
Would you actually be
6.
able to manually focus, do you think?
The what? Sorry.
I actually found it, Hasselblad. Baba.
Baba hooked me up with
What
the
what
plaid.
would work? Sorry.
So there's an adapter where you throw one of those prisms on, either waist
what's the
height
point of
or
that?
that. So you don't have to use an external monitor. Yeah, so you can just pull
Oh,
focus
I
off
see.
of that. Like it's
Oh
a
my
very
God.
just
Absolutely not.
daily
Internet.
carry.
Absolutely
no,
not.
can't do it.
Dude, I'm a
Impossible?
7-inch small HD monitor
Yeah,
guy.
7-inch small
Me
HD.
too. Though. I'm 7-inch too.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Come
can't-
on, man.
Fuck
So
those
it's
5-inch
impossible?
people.
I've never used
Yeah.
those prisms. That's why I was like,
Okay,
how
yeah.
much can it actually
I've
help?
never fucked with that.
Oh, okay.
But it sounds
to know.
cool, but not quite what I would probably
Okay.
work with.
Good to know.
Okay, let's go to.
What do you use? Dude, that's all the energy I have.
Okay,
right now.
let's
Sorry.
start it. What
Split.
do you use for camera?
Currently, I'm using Komodo, OG Komodo, and then I have an FX30 which has been handy for smaller stuff.
For Dale's gigs.
That's Dale's cam.
This is a snappy section. Lightning round. All right. Go, June.
Memory cards.
The red 2.0 fast Angel Bird cards,
Angel Bird.
and then ProGrid
Project management system.
don't have.
Email app.
Gmail,
Calendar.
Google Calendar all the way.
Ooh.
To-do list.
Notes.
Bookkeeping.
Wave.
Client crew communication. So like messaging app.
Usually WhatsApp,
My man. Video calls.
Zoom.
CRM.
I don't use. Wait, what would be considered a CRM again?
We don't like.
They use Notion.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
just like
client database.
gathering the information
used
about
to-
your clients and like.
no, I used to use Millinote as a
Oh,
creative, like a
Like a
creative
hub.
application where
Mm.
you can bring in boards and.
That would be more for your
build
project
treatments and stuff.
management. Do you still kind of
Yeah,
thing?
I don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, just because I'm more. I bring in references
Mm.
for directors
Mm.
and stuff, but I'm not like diving that deep into the production.
I think we
Yeah.
don't have it here, but now I'm curious. How do you quote your projects? Like, just send an invoice?
Oh, like yeah. What quoting software?
Well,
Wave.
it's Wave, and then I do an S. Well, so
Like, or
I mean,
estimates.
to be honest, like that really doesn't even happen. It's like
I guess
this,
as a
is my rate.
cinematographer,
this is
it's
my
like day
this
rate.
is my DP rate,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, okay, we can afford that, or oh, we have this,
Hmm.
and then it's like it's a 2-day shoot,
Yeah.
Right.
and just invoice them. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
But there's been some where I've like done the estimate, where they're
Mhm.
like, can we just have an estimate, not like an official invoice?
Mm.
And then they ask to have it created into an invoice after it's approved.
Mm.
So, and that's just all in Wave.
Do you do half days or just full days only?
I try not to do half days.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's a good
It
question.
should be only 2
let's add
days.
these.
Yeah, exactly.
Only
full
2 days.
2-day rate.
All
Yeah.
right, pumping these out. File storage. Backing up your files.
I have an 18 terabyte G drive.
Ooh.
And then for other projects, I use Lacey's. But for editing, I use the Samsung T series.
What about online storage? Online file storage?
I'm a Google Drive guy. Yeah.
Fully bought into Google. Okay.
Client revisions software.
Frame.io.
Mm.
Oh, I just saw that they released 4.0 or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't. I was
Transferred
wondering
it.
about that because I got a link the other day and I was like, "What the fuck is all this?"
Yeah, I think
and I
they've
realized I haven't updated it.
got a
so.
new OS
I think
sort of thing.
it's
Apparently, it's built
actually-
from the ground up.
it looks pretty
Really?
sweet.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
I didn't like Frame, like the original or whatever it was. Like
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I'll like the layout more.
Honestly, you should try.
Yeah.
I've been using it for years now and it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sick.
Even just for like clients to leave notes on
Yeah.
on stuff. Some people use Vimeo, but I
Do you have an affiliate link? Get one.
definitely don't. I'm not an influencer. Fuck.
video editing?
DaVinci. I don't really edit much anymore, but when I do, or if I'm coloring something that I want to tweak, I'll do DaVinci. Yeah.
Website.
Funny enough, I just worked with a director who just built a website company, and that is lento.me, and I have my own cinematographer template on that actually. So that's actually kind of
Says the person, "Oh, I'm not an influencer, but
that's
I have
Yeah.
my own
that's so
fucking-"
funny that I
Yeah,
said
what's
that,
your-
and then I go
yeah.
into that.
What's your
Uh,
affiliate link?
Yeah, at the moment nothing. But if you go to lento.me and you scroll through the templates, you'll find Cody Preston's like the filmmaker template.
How do you spell that? LENTO
LENTO.me.
.me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, wait, hold on one second.
Is that
let me double
is
check
that Nick who made that website?
No.
Okay.
The company.
Different. Dude, could you imagine?
Or Bubba.
I'm just-
or Bubba.
Yeah.
Nick or
we pretty
Bubba.
much
They work from her
might
house.
as well be dating at that point, you know?
Nick and Bubba.
Literally, like, I remember-
dynamic
I-
duo controlling
Timeline
Cody's
master.
life.
I remember like Nick and I literally there was like a point where it was like months of us being together and we're like we should
I
just
love
live
it.
together.
Would you
love
rather
Yeah, it's
Jess or Nick?
yeah,
Just kidding.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, lento.me.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Perfect.
Where do you source your songs?
I do Artlist. And then there's one that's like audio with a bunch of O's or I's.
Two eyes.
And I had
Two eyes.
and I had bought into that like the lifetime thing
Yeah.
for whatever it was like $300 or $400. So I used that. And then actually, sorry, not just music but sound effects. Game changer, epidemic sound.
Oh, they have good SFX.
They have a sound effects. It used to be Soundly, I think, and it's merged now or something. And the sound effects on there are amazing. And I actually pay for sound effects, but also can use the music apparently.
Oh,
But
sick.
I just use it for sound effects on like spec work or anything that I need.
Damn.
Wow.
Must be fucking
What does it
good.
provide that Artlist doesn't provide? Because Artlist got its own library too, right?
I actually so there was a few projects from directors where work came out and I was like, what did like because they're like we worked on the edit, the director did, and I was like, what sound effects company like are you using? Because his stuff was absolutely incredible the way he was able to mash it together. And he said Soundly, and now it's Epidemic Sound,
okay.
whatever. And so I was like, I gotta check this out. And then I ended up using it for a bunch of stuff, and I found that Artlist sound effects was good, but I found that the other one had a larger library than Artlist. So
Love it.
I might be wasting my money, to be honest, paying for all this different shit, but I don't know,
If
it works for me.
it
So
works.
But now you're rich. That's okay.
Yep.
yeah,
So last one is AI specific tools.
nothing, but I sometimes use ChatGPT, which
For just personal life or work?
it's actually just helped like organize an email a bit better because
Nice.
I'm not like the best writer, and like say there's like a sentence or a paragraph where I'm like, I think this can sound like way better. I use it for that, but I also know that it's trying to take over the world, so I'm trying like not to use it at the same time. So
Fair play.
I don't want to feed into it.
That's
Okay.
great.
Can we end with a spicy topic? What do we feel about Artlist with all of its AI shit that it's pushing?
Oh, I actually don't know much about it,
Oh.
but I know there's a voice over one now.
Yeah.
I was looking at that. I was like, oh, that could be interesting, but also like anything to do with AI right now and it kind of potentially taking parts of our jobs is kind of like fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
to
I
be
can tell
honest.
instantly
So,
now if it's AI voice generated from Artlist.
Yeah.
The second I hear
Yeah,
that
yeah.
audio,
Really?
I hide.
Well, yeah, everyone's
I
using
hide this
it right
video.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
interesting. Same
That's
as
a trend.
like social media captions that was created
yeah.
with ChatGPT.
Mm.
It's so
Always the
obvious.
icons,
The
yeah.
icons and
Mm.
hyphens and stuff. It's so
Yeah.
easy to detect.
There,
Yeah.
I don't. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe don't put this in this, but it's an interesting conversation. There was a director. I won't say his name, but he released an Under Armour commercial, and he got the rights of this footage from a previous Under Armour spot because it was up to be able to purchase from like a company that he was like kind of associated with, and he used a different director and DP's footage to then run through AI that he had nothing to do with, run through AI and make a commercial for Under Armour, while also using like 4 or 5 shots from the previous DP for this Under Armour shot. And
And using somebody else's style.
yeah,
baked
And they
in.
had no idea. Under Armour had no idea they're basically paying for like a reworked thing that they had already
they
paid
were
for.
like, budget was tight and we
Right.
wanted this.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, the director got lit up. And like, even like his representation and stuff, they all had to post stuff because they all
Ooh.
featured the work on
Yeah.
all these massive like representation sites that rep DPs and directors and stuff. And it was a whole thing. And honestly, it looked so fucking bad. And it just did not look good at all. And a lot of people had a lot of opinions about it.
Of course.
And
How did the story
I-
break, or how did people find out?
he just posted it, was like, we're super stoked about like making this project.
Yeah, people.
And like they did do like
were they
some
saying that it
more-
was like AI forward?
Yeah, it was like first
Yeah, yeah.
AI large commercial athlete based
Right.
like commercial out
Yeah, yeah.
ever or something. And we're like, dude, you just like took someone else's footage and got AI to rework it and
yeah,
then
yeah.
use the same shot that you had no direction involved with the DP to then use it in this Under Armour commercial that probably paid you
That
like
you're
20 or
then
30
claiming
grand.
as
You know?
your own sort of thing.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know if you should put that in because it was actually in the community. It was pretty like
Yeah.
it was like heavily talked about, and a lot of people had a lot of opinions. But I just wanted to
course.
bring that up because
Yeah.
No, we're
Like,
definitely
yeah,
leaving
it's
that
super
in.
interesting.
We're leaving that in.
like maybe don't say it. Maybe don't. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
we
know.
don't
I
have to say the
I'm
name. It's
opinionated. I
okay.
guess I can say that it didn't look great, but
You know what? Moving forward, we
I
should
don't
all
think
be more
I don't think like
opinionated.
it was right. You know, I don't think it was
100%.
right, and I think it could have been done differently. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's my biggest
learn
pet
from your
peeve. Is like
mistakes,
saying
yes.
that you are. Everybody wants to be a visionary, and it's like
Yeah.
absolute bullshit reasons. Just because you're a lazy.
Yeah,
fuck.
exactly. Especially with AI, you can go
cheap, yeah.
overboard with it. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
so. Anyways,
I think
Isn't worth it.
it's an exciting space. Like there's a lot of like new things happening, but it's really sensitive because like all of the data that's being used to generate these videos are being taught by the footage and photos that we have shot. You know, spent
Yeah.
years shooting, and then all of a sudden, you know, a massive tech company. Several massive tech companies can come along and just regurgitate it through sophisticated algorithms. But at the same time, like there's aspects of it that are really beneficial. So it's, I don't know, it's going to be
Yeah.
a really challenging space to navigate.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting for sure.
On that note,
Yeah. On that,
that wraps another episode.
We're gonna
of
lose our
the Anti-AI Podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No,
yeah,
thank
thanks,
you
Cody,
guys
for coming in,
Yeah,
man.
it was
Yeah.
great chatting with you guys.
Yeah, such
Yeah.
a pleasure, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
awesome.
lovely.
Where can people find you? What's your handle?
So Instagram is Cody W Preston, and then my website is www.codypreston.com.
You can get his template.
On lento.me.
You can get my cinematographer template on lento.me.
I'm gonna have to use that.
Wicked. All right. That's it. Thanks for joining. If you found this interesting, please like and subscribe. But more importantly, share it with someone you think that could benefit from all this wisdom that we got from Mr. Cody Preston, the Balls Deep DOP.
Find yourself a baba, baby.
All right. Peace.